So as you can see, this is a typical cold water reel. Now this is the average medium sized one. I do have the largest one. The largest one does not have the line counter. I'm going to use this in Hawaii for shallow reef trawling. You know, along the shoreline is going to be going for jacks, wahoo, anything that's along the coastal areas. Now, back in the day, back in the 70s, I used to go diving a lot, and I go along the along the coastlines, and I used to use the Penn 209 and the 309, and they had line counters. So every time went back and forth, we just counted each time it went, and that was our line counter. So we knew if the fish were hitting at 18 revolutions, going back and forth on the inside and 28 on the outside, and that's what we're going to do. But now with this, we can read it exactly, and it's a digital counter. And even up in the Pacific Northwest, condensation will not be a problem because this won't have any condensation on it. That's the way they are.
This here was my second boat. It's a 14.5 foot hard shell inflatable, and I think I caught more fish in this boat than any boat I ever had, and it was my best dive boat I also ever had. This boat was unreal. It was so fast. I could turn literally on a dime, chase after the fish, and I usually end up getting huge otaros like this. The placement of my lures was so important. I found that only 30 to 40 feet back when the fish are around me, I caught the most otaros, and they were big. That's why using a system where I can measure the distance was perfect. One of the dangers of getting hit on my back line was sharks. So I became dependent on marking my line where it was optimal, where I can catch the fish closer in. After a while, I just started wrapping a rubber band around my line, and that seemed to have worked. On this day, I made my world-breaking 11 onos in one day, all on my inside line, and the harbor master was nice enough to take this picture, and I tell you, it made me a believer after that. On my first day with the hard shell inflatable, the first day I was diving off Evo Beach for lobster, I saw Okuma breaking the outside, took off. This one hit the inside line, and wow, 350 pounds. On this day off Makaira, I found that the fish weren't hitting the inside or outside, only midway about 100, roughly 80 to 100 feet out, so having your line measured was perfect. But I started getting older and wiser, so I ended up getting this 20-foot hard shell inflatable with twins on it that I used to go to Molokai, Lanai with, and this was great for everything I wanted to do for diving. Then I got this 17-foot McKee, and I was able to do both, and I was able to dive. You can see the rod holders in alongside the boat, and this was the perfect boat. So I got rid of the 20-footer, but I had both at the same time in the same driveway for years, and this is what I ended up with. So if you're a diver and fisherman like myself, you know that each boat is different depending on the sound it makes, the pitch of the engines, whitewash. You're gonna get fish hitting, and mostly it's just when the bubbles start to disappear. That's where you want your leaders to just come out of the area where the bubbles start to disappear and the lure appear to the predators. So using this system does work, and a lot of you fishermen know what I'm talking about. And if you start to employ this system, I guarantee that you're going to find it's going to be fun. And I really wanted to have a reel that had a digital type of counter. Finally, one came out. So this here is the one for you. Thank you.